Hey there, Audrey Wise with Journey Realty Group. Stopping in again, wanted to give you a little bit of an overview about the home buying process here in North Carolina. So obviously you've been searching around online at homes, and that is fantastic. And hopefully you've narrowed down what you are looking for in your next home. If you have not done so already, the next step would be for you to meet with a lender if this is going to be a home that you're going to be financing. If you're going to pay cash, obviously that's not necessary. But if you are going to be looking to get a loan for this purchase, you're going to need to meet with a lender and get pre-approved or pre-qualified for a certain amount. And this is important for two major reasons. The first reason is because some people think they know what they can afford, but once they get to the lender's office, they find out that they can either afford more than what they thought, or sometimes it's less than what they thought. But either way, that's going to tell you for sure what price range you need to be looking at. And even when you get with a realtor and you start working with a realtor and you're going around to look at homes, you can let the realtor know, hey, this is our budget. Don't send us anything that's outside of this budget because that's going to be a waste of everybody's time. So it helps you know what you can afford. The second very important reason is because when you find a home that you'd like to make an offer on, most sellers these days actually require that pre-approval or pre-qualification letter to accompany the offer. So you're going to want to have that in hand. The sellers like it because they want to make sure that you can, in fact, purchase that home. But for you, it gives you a stronger offer. For example, if you are offering on a piece of property that other people are also making offers on, if you have the pre-approval letter in hand or pre-qualification letter, either one, proof of funds, your offer is going to be stronger than somebody who does not have that. So it's in your best interest to go ahead and have that. Once you've got that and you're actually ready to move forward, you're going to want to meet with a realtor and maybe interview a couple and find one that you'd like to work with and that you feel comfortable working with. And you guys can start actually touring homes. I'll be sending you some other videos with tips for doing a home search online and some ways that you can weed out those homes that you might not have thought of before. And then I'll also give you some tips on viewing homes in person. But once you find one that you love, and this is it, you want to make an offer, then you're going to work with your realtor on crafting an offer that hopefully will be attractive to that seller. Your realtor will be able to help you do that. You're going to look at things like purchase price, due diligence amount, earnest money, how long you want your due diligence period to be, and then when is a good closing date for you. And all of those things are negotiable, and you're going to negotiate those out with the seller. In North Carolina, you get a certain amount of time, and that's agreed upon between you and the seller, but it's a time where you as the buyer, you get to investigate that property. You can do home inspections, you can have a survey done, you can do septic inspection, and you can investigate that home till your heart's content, because you want to make sure that that is the house you want. Once you all agree on the terms between you, the buyers, and the sellers of the home, then you are officially under contract and your due diligence period begins. And your realtor will work with you to schedule any inspections that you'd like to have. Maybe you just want to go back to the house and take some measurements and make sure that your furniture is going to fit. That's always important, right? Based on a home inspection report, if you choose to have one done, you may come up with a list of things that you would like for the seller to fix or repair before you actually close on the home. So that's another area of negotiation that you're going to go through, which is negotiating the repairs. Then you're just waiting for closing. A couple of days before closing, you should receive the closing statements. That is for you and your realtor to look at and make sure all the numbers are correct and make sure everything is on there as it should be. It'll give you an amount to bring to closing. So you're going to need to bring a bank check or do a wire transfer. And you're also going to need to bring a photo ID to closing. And closings, I would allow an hour for that. Sometimes they're quicker. It just all depends on your lender usually. And then once closing happens, you don't get the keys right away most of the time because they still have to record that deed at the courthouse. So once they've recorded it, then they're going to let me know that it's done, and then we will get you the keys. You can either pick them up at the attorney's office, or I will get them to you, or somehow, some way we end up getting you the keys. And some days you can go ahead and start moving in on that day, but a lot of times it might be the next day before you can move in. So Anyway, all that is stuff that you'll go over with your realtor when the time comes. But the basic phases of buying a home are meeting with your lender, meeting with your realtor, discussing what you're looking for in your next home, actually touring homes, making an offer, going through your due diligence period, and then closing on the home and moving. Now, that's only one part of that whole moving transaction, because at the same time you're buying a home, you're probably either selling the home that you're in or you're renting somewhere and you're gonna have to start packing everything up. So there are a lot of moving parts to a smooth transaction. A lot of times there are 10 to 20 people involved in the sale of a home and in that whole transaction. So it is important that you find a realtor that you like and that you trust to walk you through that process. So I just wanted to give you a quick little overview. If you have any questions about the process, please reach out. I will be glad to answer any questions you may have. You can also find out more at my website, audreywise.com, and go to the Buyers tab. And there'll be several pages in there that you can read and learn more about the buying process here in North Carolina. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.